Straight ahead on 12 News, why one Plymouth teenager is being called Spider-Man. Then, a daredevil high-wire act in Maple Grove, and the good reason behind it. But first, at long last, development plans approved for a hot piece of Maple Grove property. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. You can expect to see earth move this spring on a highly studied corner of Maple Grove.
The City Council has approved rezoning and development plans for vacant land at Elm Creek Boulevard and Hemlock Lane. One council member calls the site a pivotal part of Maple Grove.
It's called the Village of Arbor for a reason. It sort of is a village.
A village with about 700 market-rate apartment units. Construction on the first of 4 apartment buildings begins this fall. There will be 2 4-story hotels, one a Spring Hill Suites and another hotel called Home 2 Suites. And there will be restaurants, a pharmacy, and a grocery store, all on this 40 acres at Hemlock Lane and Elm Creek Boulevard.
Certainly the northern half is a lot of apartments. They're going to be very nice apartments, and then the south half really sort of fits with some of the needs the city has, which is we need more hotels. The current hotels are seeing very high occupancies.
Work will begin this spring on the property that has been studied for development for a decade.
If you go back about 8-10 years, we had a very large project that was proposed on this corner that with the downturn of the economy never happened. And then more recently we had a different proposal that the council wasn't happy with.
The plan approved by the council has less retail than an earlier plan that was withdrawn. Officials say this one does not have a retail focus.
I'm glad that the city has been patient, and I'm glad that we've found a developer that understands what the city was looking for there and that has brought that proposal forward. Patience pays in this case.
Plans also call for a large clubhouse, which can be used by the Parks Department to put on public programming.
And I think it's actually good for us because it provides a need for our city without us having to spend the full amount of money that we would have to otherwise have a gym facility like this to use.
City officials are excited to get a long-awaited project going here.
There'll be a couple thousand people or more living in these new apartments. It's a big new addition to this downtown area.
The arrangement with the clubhouse is a first for the city. In exchange for allowing the Parks Department to run programs out of the clubhouse, the developer will get a discount on park dedication fees. That's payment that's usually required by the city to help build parks.
Drivers on County Road 81 in Maple Grove may have noticed a helicopter hovering above power lines. As Eric Nelson found out, this high wire act was for a good reason.
It looks like a dramatic movie scene.
I've seen them hanging from the bottom of the helicopter, tethered to the bottom, and then carrying equipment and installing it.
But this is not a stuntman performing a daredevil act in a helicopter.
They move fast, too, so it's like a ride at an amusement park.
No, this is part of Xcel Energy's efforts to install special bird diverter devices on power lines near a busy road.
Safety is always utmost in terms of making sure the rigging is done correctly, it's done safely. We've always got a safety briefing that they do ahead of each job.
This is what the bird diverter device looks like up close. In the next couple days, Xcel Energy will install a few hundred of these in Maple Grove.
These squiggly shaped items deter birds from flying into power lines and getting injured.
What they're designed to do is catch the eye of a bird as it's either flying along, tracking prey or something like that, where they may not be able to see a fairly small transmission wire.
The helicopter crew braved the elements Tuesday morning as they battled cold and breezy conditions.
They know how to do the work, and they do it well.
Trying to make birds safer in the Northwest Metro.
Really, almost any line where we find that there may be bird or avian impacts, we want to be sure that we install these to make sure that the birds are safe.
According to Xcel Energy, the bird diverter devices are effective and becoming common.
We've actually installed thousands of these throughout the region on some of our newer transmission lines.
In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
For jobs like the one in Maple Grove, Xcel Energy uses a meteorologist to track weather conditions and make sure that conditions are safe.
The Golden Valley Police are shaking their heads after someone stole a 12-foot-long slide from an elementary school playground.
I can't recall in my 29 years of someone actually going and dismantling the playground equipment at a school and taking it for either sale or personal use. So yeah, I would say it's a little weird.
Now, this is the site at Meadowbrook Elementary. As a safety precaution, the area is boarded up where the plastic blue slide used to be. The theft happened sometime between March 24th and March 26th while the school was on spring break. The slide cost around $2,000.
The reality is you're not only stealing from the kids in the school, but you're stealing from everyone in the community, because it's everyone in that school district, all the taxpayers.
The school principal told us it is very surprising and disappointing that something like this would happen, and the school would like to have its slide back. And if you have any information, you are asked to call Golden Valley Police at 593-8079.
A nonprofit's request to expand gambling in Maple Grove has been denied. The Northwest Area J.C.'s wanted to put in pull tab and bingo operations at 2 Maple Grove restaurants, Chanticleer Pizza and the Lookout Supper Club. However, the organization's gambling requests were denied, not because the city council didn't wish to expand gambling, but rather because the city has a strict ordinance on how charitable gambling organizations are governed and where they operate. The Northwest J.C.'s couldn't convince the city council its operations were regularly conducted in Maple Grove, which led to the decision to deny. The organization's mailing address is currently listed as Corcoran.
Brooklyn Center has launched a search for a new fire chief. That's because current chief Lee Gatlin is retiring at the end of the month. Gatlin has been Brooklyn Center fire chief since 2007. Before that, he was with the Minneapolis Fire Department for 22 years. Brooklyn Center's Human Resources Director Kelly Wick tells 12 News that the city hopes to have a new fire chief in place by June. A balcony fire at a Plymouth apartment could have been much worse if it wasn't for the quick thinking of one teenager.
That's right. The actions of Urias Jah earned him the nickname Spiderman. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why.
It's not every day that you can be Batman, but if you get the chance, always take it.
Expectations at Armstrong High School are sometimes higher than you might expect.
I borrowed this from the English literature department. It's the idea that anybody can be a hero. You don't have to have superpowers to change the world and to do heroic things.
You made us very proud.
One classmate,
Make us very proud. Yeah. Thank you.
17-year-old Urias Jah, took that class rule to heart.
It's like that with Urias, definitely. You know, he didn't take the advice. He decided to be Spider-Man instead. But that is totally cool.
Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes.
6 months ago, Urias had just come home from school sick when he heard someone yell fire.
I saw the fire. I said, no, I can't just stand here and not do nothing.
So he ran back inside and pulled the alarm to get everyone out.
I came out, and the hard part was to climb. I didn't have like nobody assisting me with the fire extinguisher to climb. Yes, so I had to like tie it to my pants, my sweatpants, and then climb like 25 feet up.
He climbed on the iron railings up one level and then another to put out the fire on the 3rd floor balcony, then climb back down before firefighters arrived.
People was like pointing fingers, say, this is the boy who turned the fire off.
Congratulations again, Urias, you are a hero.
And that's when the attention began.
My friends, family, most especially at the class, they call me Spider-Man instead of calling me my real name.
I'm very, very proud. You know, he represents the name Urias, which was my dad's name, and my dad was fearless, just like him.
Here is
for the first time ever, the Plymouth Crime Prevention Association gave out a check for a heroic act.
What you did is just amazing.
Like many a superhero, Urias is shy with the attention, but he's using his spotlight for inspiration.
I just want to tell people out there who are able to do something to make their community or their area a better place, to do it.
In Plymouth, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Way to go, Urias. The Plymouth Fire Department plans to let Urias ride along with them for a day. Coming up, a new fitness program in Brooklyn Park that challenges you to go to 9 rounds.
Then later in sports, we meet the new coach of the Maple Grove boys tennis team.
But first, cold temperatures and rain linger on Wednesday. Exercise is one of the essential elements of a healthy lifestyle.
But what works for some people might not be so appealing to others. In today's Health Check, Elaine Cleveland looks at a popular fitness routine for people on the go.
Nestled in a Brooklyn Park strip mall is a fitness center that doesn't take up much space, where the exercises don't take up much time.
30 seconds!
But talk to club members, and there's nothing compact about the kind of workout you get at 9 Round.
35 minutes top, you're in and out, and it's better workout than you could get in 2 hours at the gym.
Oh, did we mention that you also get to hit things? Former figure skater Kelly Sturgis calls it a fun change of pace that breaks up the monotony of a typical gym.
It's pretty nice, especially if you had a bad day at work, getting a little aggression out. It's nice.
At a 9 Round gym, they have 9 different stations, also known as rounds. Each round has a different exercise, and after 3 minutes, you move on to the next.
I started as a member, and I loved the workout so much that I wanted to become a trainer, and I had no boxing experience. I just loved the workout that it gave me. I loved the feeling I had afterwards.
2 jabs, 2 crosses.
As a trainer, Danielle Ock works with the members to ensure that they know what they're doing as they rotate to the various stations.
Cross, hook, hook.
She says in a 30-minute workout, people can burn up to 500 calories.
It's a lot of cardio. You will be sweating a lot, but then you're also, when you're hitting and punching the bag, you're building muscle because the bags are 100 and something pounds.
The goal is to be dripping with sweat by the end of the 30-minute session, a mark that's easily achieved if you put in the effort.
I love the 30-minute workout. It is the best workout I've ever done in my life.
In Brooklyn Park, Elaine Cleveland, 12 News.
The stations at 9 Round Gym feature a combination of cardio, weightlifting, and core work. There are no specific class times, so members can show up whenever they like. And that does look like a good workout, yeah. Well, coming up, think coloring is just for kids? Think again.
But first, West Lutheran's softball team gears up for a run at the state tournament. John Jacobson has that and more up next in sports.
Well, they graduated a couple of good hitters, but they still have a good pitcher, and that's what West Lutheran is looking at as they get started their softball season.
Part of the name of the game, and certainly got a lot of confidence and got good young talent on this team, and they're optimistic. The West Lutheran softball team burst onto the scene last season, winning their first 15 games. As Jay Wilcox reports, they're looking strong again.
West Lutheran had a breakthrough season in 2015. The Warriors were 22-4, with 3 of the losses coming to eventual state champions. They're hoping that kind of success carries over.
Yeah, we're definitely very optimistic for this year. We have high goals, and I think it's good that we have high goals, and we really should.
Yes, we want to take advantage. There's no doubt that we can be competitive. Our expectation going into the year this year is to be right where we were last year in the section championship game.
The good news, most of last year's team is back. The bad news, the Warriors have to replace their middle infield and 4 and 5 hitters in the lineup.
We've been having a lot of different girls play those positions, so I think that's been great because then we can have a wide variety of people that can step in there and take those positions, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to change the batting lineup around. We'll probably, our top 4 may completely change this year. And as a result, then the bottom will change. We also have, I think we have 4 new freshmen coming in this year that I'm really excited to see them play in a game situation. They've looked good in practice so far.
The Warriors will build around returning catcher Sienna Bjorlund, corner infielders Laura Studansky at third and Maria Tripp at first, and strong pitchers Afton Zemke and Sydney Kappel. West Lutheran lost to eventual Class A champion New Life Academy in the Section 4A final a season ago. New Life moves up to Class 2A this spring, seemingly opening the door for West Lutheran.
You know, it was great competition to be able to play them, but I think it'll be good for us, especially for getting farther, that we do not have them in our section this year.
It makes us feel like we have a better chance, but I think we'll definitely still have to work just as hard to get there.
The Warriors hope to make their first trip to state come June. Right now, they want to play hard every day and build for the playoffs. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
West Lutheran is slated to play games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, weather permitting. Boys tennis teams are gearing up for season openers too. Maple Grove is a new head coach this spring. Former Wayzata and St. Olaf player Alex Dick is the new Crimson coach. He's getting to know the players, and they're getting to know him.
He seems very fun, very great. He's fun to be with and just coachable, and he's always willing there to help everyone, taking time to help each person out and see what we can do to make our team stronger and better.
I've coached other sports and I've played tennis all my life, so I've really enjoyed it. I've jumped right back in, and I remember the feeling of an awesome varsity tennis practice. It's good fun, so I'm happy to get back into it, and I'm excited about these guys.
The Crimson will build around one of the state's better singles players, Charlie Adkins. They have a strong core group from a team that lost in the Section 5AA final to Mounds View last spring. They should be a pretty solid team.
For the team, I'm hopeful that we can qualify for state, which would require us to beat Wayzata and Armstrong most likely in sections.
You know, as long as we just keep getting better, and we got some fresh new talent, we got some 8th and 9th graders that are up in the varsity, so we should hopefully have a pretty good season and pretty good future.
Maple Grove was scheduled to open the season today at Osseo, but that match was postponed. Their home opener is slated for Thursday against Armstrong. As tennis teams get ready to bear the cold for these opening matches, the first boys tennis rankings of the season are out. Defending state Class AA champion Mounds View is the top preseason team in Class 2A again this year. Shakopee is ranked second. Minnetonka is the first of 3 Lake Conference teams ranked in the top 10. The Skippers are 4th. Edina is 6th and Wayzata 7th. Also in the top 10, Benilde St. Margaret's is 9th and Maple Grove is number 10. In Class A, 3-time defending state champion Blake is number 1 to start the season. The rivals from Breck are ranked 2nd. St. Peter, Hibbing, and Foley round up the top 5. Blake's Ben Ingbar and Jack Barker are ranked 1-2 in the individual Class A rankings, giving the Bears a pretty solid foundation to build on. They got top 2 players in the state.
All right, can't wait to watch some of those tennis highlights. Thanks, John. Still ahead, using crayons to create works of art.
Another way adults can express themselves when we come back. Well, finally, coloring isn't just for kids.
Through Hennepin County Library, you can download coloring sheets from its special collections. Images include book plates, political cartoons, and advertisements. And if you enjoy coloring, you're not alone. The Northwest Metro is home to the Birdtown Coloring Club in Robbinsdale and the Ladies Coloring Club in New Hope. Members say it's a great way to relieve stress, socialize, and express themselves.
That's fun, isn't
That
it?
is fun. That's what I hear, is that it's just relaxing, you know?
All right.
Kind of meditative. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you back here again tomorrow, starting at 4.